Hi, so in this video we will set up NX with nativebase, and NX is a really useful tool for sharing code. So we'll visit their site and now we will create the NX workspace. This is the command we use. Let's go ahead and copy that and open the terminal. So we'll paste that here and start installing NX. A good thing about NX is that you can share code across React, React Native, Angular, and all other applications which NX supports. And that way you can share your API code, your Redux code, and along with everything else. So right now we'll set up our workspace name and we'll just give it some example one. And then we'll select the type of application we want. So we will select React and then we'll give it an application name. So we'll give it test and then select the CSS framework, and we won't use NX Cloud. So we'll just wait for the installation to complete now. And so then after you use NX to share your code between React and React Native, so you can share Redux everything, but you cannot share the UI. As for UI you require HTML in React and native components for React Native. So we can use this library called nativebase, and that is used to share the UI elements between both of them. And now we will go to the NX console, and over there we will select the NX directory. So that is done, and just wait for it to refresh. And now we will start serving this application. Serving means running the application. So we'll go that and click on run and just give it some time. Right, and you can visit this URL. It opens it by default on port 4200, and we'll go on that, and it's working well. So this is the default page which NX shows. Now we'll come back, and in the applications there will be a test which we have created and a libraries folder. So libraries where you add other components, and we'll just stop this application running right now and go to the nativebase website and go to their documentation. Click on the installation guide, and after that opens up. And then go to the React app project, and that is where it install. Click on existing, and we are using npm, so we'll copy that command. And now just cd into your workspace folder and then just run that command. After that is done, the installation takes a while. So after that we will visit the test folder and in that go to your app.js or tsx, and we'll import nx provider, sorry, native base provider, because that is what native base requires your application to be. So we'll just wrap the component in the native base provider. And now we go back to the console and we will serve this application again. But this time you'll see that it won't run. It will throw a whole bunch of errors. Yeah. So this is because these modules which native base requires are looking for React Native, and we don't have React Native in React. So it throws an error and the project will stop working. Now to circumvent this, we will have to go to the source folder of your project, that is test, and create a new file in that, and let's call it test webpack config. And over here we will write this code. So first we will import the webpack config, which is given by nx. So they give a webpack config by default. So remember, you always have to import that first. So we'll just go do that. Right. And now we'll create a new function. You can name it get webpack config. And in this function, it will take one parameter, config. And now you take that config. So now we will run their function first and give it the config. After that is done, we will now check if there already exists an alias for React Native, because we have to set an alias for React Native using React Native Web. So we'll just see if the object in the config already has an alias or not for React Native. And then we will write the if condition. If it does not have an alias, then only we will run our code. And go in the config, in that under resolve and under alias, you give React Native. So now we will resolve this to the React Native web application library. And this one I added because I had seen it, I think, in the React webpack. So I'm just adding this as well. You get a dollar sign in front of it. And this too you resolve to React Native web. And now we have to do, after this, we have to do one more thing. And that is inside config, under resolve, extensions object, we have to unshift and add the .webjs extension, so they know that to read these files as well. Otherwise, if you don't add this, it still won't run. And now we just return this config which we have created. And now we will export this function. So a normal module.exports. So this is by default. So you can name a function whatever you want to. Right, so this is done. Save it, and now we have to update this project JSON to use our current webpack which we just created. So go to project JSON, and in that under build you will see webpack config. So in that you enter, so go to apps, and then in that you do test, and test is a project name, and then you add your test.webpack.config.js and copy this whole thing and paste it under serve and under production as well. So once this is done, now your NX application will support nativebase. So now we'll just go ahead and go to the console and serve it again. And now you see there are no issues, no more errors. So just go and go to that same page and just paste it there again and run it, and it's working well now. Right? So that should resolve your issues. And I'll put this source code as well in the GitHub in the description below. So thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if this helped you.